Today we are looking at the core curriculum in biology. And the first aspect of the core curriculum in biology that we are going to look at, according to the outline given to you last week, we are going to look at an overview of the core curriculum in biology. But first, let's look at what a curriculum is. Curriculum is all the learning of students which is planned by and is directed by the school to attain its educational goals. This was the definition given by Tyler in 1957. Roland Doe in 1970 also said that curriculum is all the experiences that the learners have under the auspices of the school. Stuckey in 20 Stuckey in 2012 said that curriculum is a plan of action that is aimed at achieving desired goals and objectives. It is actually a set of learning activities meant to make the learner attain goals as prescribed by the educational system. And we can also say that is the combination, that is curriculum is the combination of instructional practices, learning experiences, and student performance assessment that are designed to bring out and evaluate the target learning outcomes of a particular subject. Actually, you know, you can actually say that curriculum is all about what to teach, how to teach, and who to teach to. It could be written, that is, curriculum could be written as well be unwritten. For the purpose of this study or this course, we are going to look at, or we are considering, the written curriculum. And the written curriculum in biology, we can say or define it as the combination of instructional practices, learning experiences, and student performance assessment that are designed to bring out and evaluate the target learning outcomes in biology. So it is all about what to teach, how to teach, and who to teach, that is the class, to teach the biology lesson to. Now, when you look at the senior secondary school curriculum, which is of paramount importance to us in this course, the senior secondary school biology curriculum was first developed by the Comparative Education Study and Adaptation Center, that's CESA, and it was adapted in 1985 by the Federal Ministry of Education. And this has been the foundation biology curriculum that has been reviewed when the occasion arises. The objectives of the curriculum are derived from the National Policy on Education. I told your class rep to ensure that you all make a copy of this curriculum. So you can see this is how the curriculum, the biology curriculum for the senior secondary school looks like. Aside that, the cover is supposed to have the color of the Nigerian flag. That is green, white, green. If you open it, you will see on page, I think, Roman figure 1, you have the objectives of teaching biology. That is the objective of teaching biology, which is synonymous to the objectives of the curriculum, the biology curriculum stated there. You have 4 objectives there, which are stated. Adequate laboratory, that is for students to be able to acquire adequate laboratory and field skills in biology, for meaningful and relevant knowledge in biology, to have the ability to apply scientific knowledge to everyday life in matters that are personal and community health as well as agriculture. Then you have the fourth one there, which is for students to be able to acquire reasonable and functional scientific attitude. The contents of the curriculum emphasize field trip. It is stated there that it emphasizes the field trip, guided discovery, laboratory techniques, and skills, as well as conceptual thinking. That is, these are the strategies or the methods by which the teacher is expected to emphasize in the process of teaching the concepts to the student. And when you look at the curriculum, it's actually to be able to meet the needs of the society. If it's divided into or subdivided into 4 major themes. And the major themes are as stated in the Roman figure 1, page Roman figure 1 of the curriculum, you have the organization of life, organisms at work. I'm reading it out from the curriculum. You can see it there from your home. The organisms and its environment, and you have the continuity of life. When you look at the curriculum adopts a spiral approach to sequencing the content. The spiral approach to sequencing the content means that all the concepts that are under consideration appears at each level, that is from SS1 to SS3. The same, you have the same concept as appearing, but they are taught in different ways. And as the level increases, each of these topics are taught in more complex way. Then when you look at, if you go to page 1, the curriculum is divided into 6 sections. You have the topic, you have the performance objective, the content, you have the activities, you have the teaching and learning materials, you have the evaluation guide. The topic is to tell the teacher what you want to teach. The performance objective is to tell the teacher what, or to guide the teacher what the student is expected to learn from the topic. And the content is all about the details of what you as a teacher is expected to teach under the stated topic. Then under the activities, you have the activities for the teacher, that is those activities that are supposed to be carried out by the teacher during the course of the process of teaching, and as well as the activities that the students are expected to carry out. Then you have another column for teaching and learning materials. This is to guide the teacher on the materials to select for learning purpose. Then the evaluation guide is to guide the teacher on how to, you know, evaluate, or to, to select what, or how to ask, how to ensure, to evaluate, to see whether the performance objectives have been attained. Then another thing we need to know is that after the curriculum, there's need to plan to teach biology. In planning to teach biology, you have some things that are important. The first one is the scheme of work. The scheme of work, that is the one that is usually prepared by the biology teacher, extracted from the curriculum. When it is extracted from the curriculum, the teacher prepares what to teach per week for a whole term or a whole session. It is usually expected to be prepared by the teacher that will teach the subject. That is the teacher that will teach the subject to the particular class. Then the next one is lesson plan. The lesson plan is very vital. The lesson plan is what guides you. It's like a daily guide in the process of your teaching a lesson. It guides the teacher on what the students need to learn, how they will be taught, and how they will be measured. It is detailed. It is a detailed outline of a particular period to be taught in each day. It actually helps you as a teacher to organize the classes. It also provides a coherent framework for smooth, efficient teaching. It helps you to organize and actually, gives a confidence to you in the delivery of the lesson. It is a proof of teaching, and that is why it is very important for any biology lesson. It is very important for you to plan the lesson. And a proof of the plan of the lesson is your lesson plan. That is your lesson plan that is going to show that you actually plan for the lesson. Then you look at what are the components? What are those things that could actually, or that are supposed to be the components of a teaching biology, or preparing the lesson plan for teaching biology? The first one are the preliminary information. The preliminary information are the predetermined information that are already, or that already exist. Like the class you want to teach, you put the subject there, biology. You have to state them all this there. Duration is the time you are going to use. Maybe it's 40 minutes, 1 hour. That's the duration. The lesson will state first period or second period. Then you have the topic. You have to state the topic. Instructional objectives. is also referred to as the performance objectives or the behavioral objectives. That is where you state what you expected your student to be able to do after you must have taught them or you must have exposed them to the learning experiences. Then you you have to, these are usually done in three different domains of learning. That is the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor, which is the skill. Then you have the instructional materials. This is where you state all the materials that will be used for the teaching and learning. That is the teaching and learning materials that are to be used for the teaching and learning process. Then you have what is described as the entry behavior. The entry behavior is where you state, you know, explicitly what will link, the students to the new concept to the student's background or the previous learning that has taken place. Then another thing that you need to do is that you need to include in your lesson plan lesson development. This is the extent to which a lesson is to be delivered. You are going to state that step by step. Then the next one is assessment. Assessment is where you assess your students, you evaluate them, you ask them questions, you compare the questions with the performance objectives, your instruction, your stated objectives, instructional objectives. You want to see whether the students have been able to attain what you expected them to have been able to attain. Then the next one you normally have after that is assignment. You give them assignment to be able to occupy them before the next lesson. Thank you.